Hello everyone, my name is Jorge Diaz, president and founder of Larry Jacob Internet Marketing and an Infusionsoft Certified Consultant. I'm here with another episode of How Do You Define Infusionsoft Success? And my guest this week is Megan Harrison. Megan, how are you?
I'm great, thank you for having me.
Great. We were just talking a little bit a while ago. She's actually a Floridian like I am, but now she's in Chicago, so even though they have sunny weather, they're still dealing with cold weather. So we were just talking.
The view is fooling. It looks so warm outside. It's not.
So Megan and I met in September. We both had attended the Memberium Summit. We're a big Memberium site partner, and we develop a lot of those sites. And she was there, and we had a conversation because we were paired up in one of these like workshop groups, and she was talking about this program that she was working on. And at the time, I guess it was much earlier than now, she was talking about it really kind of at a high level, and this is going to be her focus. And then a couple weeks ago, I got her announcement that she was going to start the pre-launch. So I go, wow, the timing is perfect for me to, first of all, call her and find out what it is. And it just seemed like a really good topic to go over this. So, Megan, thank you for breaking out of your busy day to talk to me.
Thank you. Yeah, so the focus of my business for the last few years has been primarily building online courses and digital certification programs. Before that, I was more focusing generally on Infusionsoft consulting and marketing automation in general, but I just have such a passion for learning. And online courses is really what got me to help start my business from what I was able to learn through them.
So when you say you were doing courses for yourself, or you were helping other people with their courses?
Well, my business now is helping people create their own online courses and programs. So coaches, authors, business consultants, speakers, they're really tired of the trading time for money trap, or constantly having kind of a cap on how much they can make because it's dependent on how much time they have. You can't really replicate yourself.
Right.
Other than if you create an online course, because it really just eliminates that barrier completely by giving you the ability to scale at an enormous rate, because the time and location dependencies aren't there anymore.
Yeah, and I know that I run into, as we're building membership sites, we come across that kind of frequently, because you have people who, and they also make really, I don't want to say good customers, but they're like ripe for this kind of thing, because they've got, I want to say, a methodology or a practice or a business that's actually making money. And now their problem is, how do they break past the limitations on, the hours for dollars thing, right?
Right, yeah, that's my favorite type of customer to work with, are the ones that have already validated their idea. So I really don't focus on people's first time, new course that it's not really already a validated business. I like taking someone's current business where they've already proven the fact there's a demand, there's people willing to pay for their solution, and now let's exponentially increase the amount of revenue you're able to bring in, because it's not dependent on how many hours you have in a day.
Gotcha. So how, so when is it that, I guess the timing is right? Because, a lot of folks are going, okay, I'm listening to this program. Who is it that it matters? Or if I'm a consultant and I have customers, when is it that they're kind of ready or best suited for what you're talking about?
I don't know if there's a specific time I would say that you're ready. There's so many different ways that you can really utilize an online course. So I've done it to really help scale my digital agency by creating an online course for onboarding new clients. So it's not actually a revenue driver, that one. It's more to increase the number of clients I can take on, because I'm not having to repeat the same things over and over again or go through that learning curve for onboarding clients.
So it's like a new customer orientation with a wow package plus instructional information?
Yeah, because when it comes to creating an online course, you'll get all those same questions. Well, what's the best way to create a referral partner program? Or what should I include in my pre-launch material? Or how do I record these videos? And that type of things or how will the whole process work? That's something that you can put in a video and really just put on autopilot. That's kind of a side note. It's not really what I focus on, but that's just another creative way of using online courses.
No, right. And here's one that, as a matter of fact, that one, because my big concern, you sometimes run into customers and it's like, we can definitely build this, and you're kind of crossing your fingers. I hope it sells. But if you're building something that's going to improve efficiency within a business, that can be really valuable. And the risk is low because the benefit is, hey, it's going to make us more efficient, as opposed to, you don't run into that it's going to sell or not sell.
Right.
Way,
so
sorry, we have a gardener out here. The guy's blowing leaves around in my yard. Sorry about that.
That's okay. But yeah, so if you're going to increase the efficiency of your business, you're going to get an ROI on that 100% for sure. And if you've already proven that you have people willing to pay for your services, like your consulting or your coaching, or you've written a book on a topic, you can be 99% sure that your course will be successful as well, because it's already taking that same content and just repurposing it and packaging it in a different way.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about the customer that's got content, and I guess they're doing either workshops or one-on-one consulting. There's another opportunity, right?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. So whatever someone is paying you for, that's something that you can turn into an online course, more likely than not. And I mean, the first step, I like to call it the results-centered training program, is like the methodology that I like to teach for how to create an online course. And it's starting with figuring out what your ideal customer's current situation is, and then what's the goal. So where are they now and what do they want to achieve? And filling in that gap by figuring out, okay, what action steps do they need to take in order to reach that goal? And then from there, what information do they need to know in order to take those actions? So I find a lot of people go the opposite way around, and it makes the process a lot more overwhelming, and they don't know where to start, or you run the risk of just loading your content because you're putting anything and everything you possibly can think of in your online course. But if you stay focused on what are the core actions that my customers need to take in order to reach that goal, it keeps you really focused on, okay, this is what I want to teach, and this is the information they need to know in order to achieve that result. Okay,
so your program involves that conversation. What is it I'm trying to accomplish? Let me set some goals. Let me do some, I guess, brainstorming as well, right?
Yeah, that would be the first phase, is creating your course outline, really getting that solidified. And my opinion, my definition of a successful online course is one that's able to expedite the process of getting your customers from where they are to where they want to be. So your goal is to deliver a big promise when you're creating an online course, that after they take your course, they'll be in this place, and making sure you deliver upon that. So that's phase one. Is really coming out with the course content or the course outline, and then creating your content. So creating your video lessons, your PDF worksheets, editing your videos, hosting the videos. And then after you have that done, you can really move on to the technical side of things, like I call phase two. And that's building your membership site with what we're both my favorite.
So you cover like which video hosting platforms to consider. I mean, you're getting into that nitty-gritty.
Yeah, no, it's from conception to launch. I don't talk about how to come up with the idea, because that's not really my target market. I want someone to have the idea already. I want them to already know that what they're creating, there's a viable business behind it. Of course, you can do a ton of the research and figure out how you can find a good idea, but that's just not something I cover. But starting with how to create the content or how to create the course outline up to launch.
And so that would include how to script a video. I mean, do you get even to like recording equipment and stuff? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, so you can tell all the mechanics.
Yeah, so it's phase one, phase two, phase three. So course outline and content, technical, and then launch. So
even like green screening and stuff?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into like crazy video editing, but how I use a green screen, like my video setup for my pre-launch videos, how I record most of my videos for the actual like course outline or course lessons with ScreenFlow, and something similar to what you and I are doing right now. And then how to set it up within, I use LearnDash is really the one that I'm going to teach. So I found when people want to purchase a course, what they want to purchase is your knowledge and your expertise. You've already done all the work behind figuring out what programs suck and which ones are really great.
No, right. They're hoping to have you leapfrog the customer, so they don't have to go through all the pain you went through to figure it all out, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I could tell you, well, there's these 10 different options, and this one's this one's this, or I could just cut through all of that, and save yourself a few months or years of time, and then tell you, this is what people pay me all day, every day, a lot of money to implement for them, and I've done all the research behind creating the best online courses, or like what I consider would be the best platforms to use. So you can just take my opinion and save yourself some time.
Right. No, and that's valuable. I mean, even in my mind, this has enabled me to picture. I thought I kind of went in thinking it was a little bit more like higher level theoretical, but you're really getting into the production.
Yeah, I find there's a lot of courses out there that are higher level, and the part that's really missing is, okay, well, I get the concept of it. I understand this is powerful for my business. But I'm one of those people, I like actionable content and action steps. So how do I actually go do it now? I understand I want this. I understand it's something I want to implement, but I need someone to either walk me through the process, or I guess you could hire someone like one of our companies to do it. Sure. But if someone doesn't have that investment to make up front and they want to do it themselves, then this is a great option for them to do that.
Okay, so it'll include, I'm assuming, something like a Memberium, because they've got to lock people in and out, right? You don't want everybody to see it. And LearnDash is for control of the course, the course flow, and I guess do you get into like badging and gamification and stuff?
Yep.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
No, I think that's one of like the 7-step result-centered training. I call it engagement amplifiers. Is something that really differentiates an information product from a premium flagship program. So when it comes down to it,
premium flagship
program. That's the difference between
a good soundbite. Yeah.
Yeah, the difference between a $200 course and a $2,000 course. Really, when you know what's included, it's not that much more work, but it significantly increases the perceived value and the real value of your course if you have these different components within them. And like you mentioned, badges and gamification and community is one of those main aspects that really changes it from an information product to a program.
Wow. Well, so I mean, you and I know what gamification it is. Why don't you just talk a little bit about that? I know that community building. We have one site that we built for a customer, and a lot of people don't even use a lot of the content. They like the community of folks, and there's a Facebook component so people can like share ideas. And she's, I would pay just for that alone. I mean, and it was like really interesting.
Cool too. I mean, I purchased Marie Forleo's B School in 2013, not really because of the content, but because I knew I'd have access to 11,000 other women entrepreneurs. That's priceless. So I paid $2,000 for a course, and I already really knew the content because that's what I did, was digital marketing.
Right.
I paid for the community though, and it's been one of the most valuable things. Like that network that I built has been amazing. So when you can implement or incorporate a community within your program, you're golden. Like it's one of the most powerful things you can do.
Yeah. So talk a little bit more about like badging and gamification, because it's like a new word now.
Right. So gamification and badging, it's really just honing in on people on the basic psychology, the human drives we already have. So you're already naturally competitive, or the need to feel significant, or just connection. And gamification kind of amplifies that. So I call it engagement amplifiers. It's how do I describe it? It's incorporating friendly competition within a course. So after you complete a lesson or a module, you're able to assign that user points or give them a badge of recognition, and it really increases the likelihood that they're going to consume the rest of the content and complete the course. So a definition of a successful course is getting them to actually consume and take action on what it is that you're teaching, and that's the hardest part.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting because you build all, when you go to build these, it's like, oh, it's up. Oh, I sold something. And, that's kind of the exciting part as a business owner. But, if people jump in and then jump out right away, your long-term relationship with them, your ability to, offer them additional services, is that much more limited, right?
Yeah, so when you're able to get people to achieve a result they're looking for, you can bet they're going to tell other people about it too. And so that just kind of amplifies and grows on top of each other. If you're getting results for people, you're going to be successful. On top of that, like you mentioned, how much more likely is someone to purchase from you again when they've been able to achieve a result from your first product or program? A lot more likely than if they didn't actually complete it. So you're increasing your lifetime value as well, which is a game changer for your business.
Yeah, and it's almost like you don't want to be like in the old days, one of those notebooks that's on the bookshelf that nobody ever took out of the plastic.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I bought it from the stage. It seemed really exciting, and then I never used it. So, I mean, I know a lot of people kind of gruntingly go, yeah, I bought that. I don't think I'll ever buy anything from that person again, but whatever. So that's what you're trying.
They don't feel very good about spending that money if they didn't. Even if it's their fault for not taking action, it's still like it's your job as a course creator to push them along and help them to do that.
Sure. Gosh, I tell you, we'll be talking afterwards because I have a couple customers I think that would benefit from this right away. Just because, again, I was at the Memberium Summit, the one that happened right after Icon 16, and Mike Weiss was there talking about gamification and all the work that went in behind the scenes for digital marketer, and it was just a real eye opener. The kind of things that, I mean, those guys are the rock stars, and the stuff that they're doing to keep people engaged. And it's interesting how just small adjustments. They were saying that if you could get people to log in, that was a 30% jump in their ability to stay in the course long term. And if you could get them to finish the first module, that was like another big jump. After that, it was diminishing marginal return, and there were things that you could do, but it was just like really simple things that unless you sat down and thought about it, you wouldn't think that would have such a significant impact.
Yeah, it is. There are simple things, and sometimes it's not even. It doesn't even have to be as complex as like the badges or point systems. It can be as easy as public recognition within an email to the entire group. Like I did a course recently where they did that, and it's just amazing how if you see your name in that email, you just feel so special all of a sudden. You're like, oh, he was talking about me. That's awesome. And just that little bit of recognition, it does a world of difference. It's just amazing what a difference it can make.
Yeah, go figure. I mean, and it's interesting that, I mean, I've been building membership sites. I built the first one probably 4 years ago, and people 4 years ago were not even thinking any of this stuff. And in 4 years, there's been so much progress, and then with LearnDash coming in, we used to do a lot of the LearnDash features manually, and now to be able to click and do it in LearnDash, gosh, it makes it just, you can, at a lower price, you can deliver so much more features.
Yeah, the barrier to entry is so much lower. I mean, to get something comparable to what we're able to produce now with LearnDash and Memberium, it would be a minimum of $50,000, minimum, and then the maintenance on top of it.
Well, and get into video,
at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, and get into video production costs, which that skyrockets. We're now. I mean, my budget for this program is actually really low. I have to pay for a GoToMeeting license. Go figure. But it's.
I have my DSLR right here. This is my video camera.
Yeah, I mean, the price of these things is just ridiculous. What you can accomplish, and just the how-to on which camera to use and not use, I'm sure that alone is priceless. Someone will come out and spend $2,000-3,000 on a camera. It's kind of like this one right here.
Yeah, or the microphone. That was my biggest. I read everything. And people were like, this is what you should use. I don't know if I was setting it up properly, but I purchased like 4 different microphones and finally found one that worked really well for me.
Yeah, well, there you go. Gosh, well, Megan, thank you so much for your time. When I'm going to be publishing this, this will be in next week's blog, and then I'll publish it with the link so that if people are interested in the program that you're going to be launching, they can get a hold of that. But she's also at megankharrison.com. Feel free to reach out to her directly. And I'm sure all the information's on your website, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not there yet because it's not launched yet.
No, but I'm saying the information about you and all the stuff you do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So are you refacing the site like for the pre-launch? Is your site going to be it, or are you doing something different?
My site's more for like my digital agency side of things. The course is hosted on Online Courses Academy. So
okay, so it's a new one.
It's on Megan Harrison's Online Courses Academy type of thing.
Gotcha. Well, hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate you joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It was awesome.
Okay, take care.
Bye.